Taj Mahal original name was Tejo Mahalaya, ancient Shiva temple built in 1155 AD. Taj Mahal is a white marble structure located in Agra, Uttar Pradesh, India. It is believed to be built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his third wife, Mumtaz Mahal, but there are multiple proofs to prove it wrong. Taj Mahal is a corrupt form of the Sanskrit term Tejo-Mahalay signifying a Shiva temple. Agreshwar Mahadev, that is, the Lord of Agra, was consecrated in it. The tradition of removing the shoes before climbing the marble platform originates from pre-Shah Jahan times when the Taj was a Shiva temple. Had the Taj originated as a tomb, shoes need not have to be removed because shoes are a necessity in a cemetery. The term Taj Mahal itself never occurs in any Mughal court paper or chronicle even in Aurangzeb's time. The attempt to explain it away as Taj-i-Mahal is ridiculous. The ending Mahal is used for Hindu palaces and is never Muslim because in none of the Muslim countries around the world from Afghanistan to Algeria is there a building known as Mahal. The unusual explanation of the term Taj Mahal derives from Mumtaz Mahal, who is buried in it, is illogical in at least two respects, viz. Firstly, her name was never Mumtaz Mahal but Mumtaz al-Zamani, and secondly, one cannot omit the first three letters Mum from a woman's name to derive the remainder as the name of the building. Since the lady's name was Mumtaz, ending with Z, the name of the building derived from her should have been Taj Mahal, if at all, and not Taj, spelled with a J. The tradition of removing the shoes before climbing the marble platform originates from pre-Shah Jahan times when the Taj was a Shiva temple. Had the Taj originated as a tomb, shoes need not have to be removed because shoes are a necessity in a cemetery. Taj Mahal original name was Tejo-Mahalaya, built in 1155 AD. If one observes history, Mumtaz al-Zamani, third wife of Aurangzeb's father Shah Jahan, died in 1631 AD, and it is said that it took 22 years to build the Taj. Then the present Taj must have been completed in 1653 AD. Then how did Aurangzeb order repairs for absorbed water through seepage and leaking walls in 1652 AD? He definitely ordered to repair an old building through his letter found and recorded in at least 3 chronicles titled Adabi Alamgiri Yaga Arnama and the Moraka-I Akdrabadi. If Taj was a new building, there would no doubt not be any need for such extensive repairs like the roof be opened up and redone with mortar, bricks and stone. Taj was originally built in 1155 AD by Raja Paramardidev, and a Sanskrit inscription too supports the conclusion that the Taj originated as a Shiva temple. Wrongly termed as the Baiteshwar inscription, currently preserved on the top floor of the Lucknow Museum, it refers to the raising of a crystal white Shiva temple so alluring that Lord Shiva, once enshrined in it, decided never to return to Mount Kailash, his usual abode. That inscription, dated 1155 AD, was removed from the Taj Mahal garden at Shah Jahan's orders. Historians and archaeologists have blundered in terming the inscription the Baiteshwar inscription when the record doesn't say that it was found by Baiteshwar. It ought, in fact, to be called the Tejo-Mahalaya inscription because it was originally installed in the Taj garden before it was uprooted and cast away at Shah Jahan's command. A wooden piece from the riverside doorway of the Taj, subjected to the carbon-14 test by an American laboratory, has revealed that the door to be 300 years older than Shah Jahan, since the doors of the Taj, broken open by Muslim invaders repeatedly from the 11th century onwards, had to be replaced from time to time. The Taj edifice is much more older. It belongs to 1155 AD, that is, almost 500 years anterior to Shah Jahan. Badshanama, Chronicle of Shah Jahan, proves that Taj Mahal was not built by him. Above picture is a copy of 2 pages from the Badshanama, the history of Shah Jahan, the so-called builder of the Taj Mahal. This is from the Government of India's National Archives, and available from the institutional libraries dealing with the medieval history of India. This is supposed to have been written by the emperor's chronicler, the Mullah Abdul Hamid Lahori. It describes the site of the Taj Mahal as being full of majestic and lush gardens just south of the city, Agra. It goes on to say that the palace of Raja Mansingh, which was owned by his grandson Raja Jai Singh, was selected as the place for the burial of the Queen Mumtaz. This means, of course, that Shah Jahan never built the Taj Mahal but only acquired it from the previous owner, who was Jai Singh. English translation of the contents from line 21 of page 402 to line 41 on page 403 of Badshahnaama is given below. Friday, 15th Jamadi-ul-Awwal, the sacred dead body of the traveler to the Kingdom of Holiness Hazrat Mumtaz al-Zamani, who was temporarily buried, was brought, accompanied by Prince Muhammad Shah, Sujah Bahadur, Wazir Khan and Shahjahan as a Khanam, who knew the temperament of the deceased intimately and was well versed in view of that Queen of the Queens used to hold, was brought to the capital Agra, and an order was issued that very day coins be distributed among the beggars and fakirs. The site covered with a majestic garden, to the south of the great city of Agra, and amidst which the building known as the Palace of Raja Man Singh, at present owned by Raja Jai Singh, grandson of Man Singh, was selected for the burial of the Queen, whose abode is in heaven. Although Raja Jai Singh valued it greatly as his ancestral heritage and property, yet he agreed to part with it gratis for Emperor Shah Jahan, still out of sheer scrupulousness and religious sanctity. He, Jai Singh, was granted Sharifabad in exchange of that grand palace, Ali Manzil. After the arrival of the dead body in that great city of Agra, next year that illustrious body of the Queen was laid to rest and the officials of the capital, according to royal order, hid the body of that pious lady from the eyes of the world, and the palace so majestic, Emirati Alishan, and capped with a dome, Wagambage, was turned into a sky-high lofty mausoleum. 7-storied temple mansion comprises of majestic garden, interior water well, 400 to 500 rooms, 22 apartments, arcaded verandas, terraces, multi-stored towers, underground passage, guest rooms, stables, music house, drum chamber, cowsheds, and guard rooms, that necessarily form part of a palace. On the pinnacle of the dome is the Trishul, the trident, red lotus at apex of the entrance, typical Vedic-style corridors, and the sacred, esoteric letter Aum carved on the exterior of the wall of the Sanctum Sanctorum, now occupied by the cenotaphs, were of Hindu architecture, built by Hindu craftsmen, with Hindu design. Its marble work is similar to the Amber Palace at Jaipur, built more than 500 years earlier by Raja Man Singh I in 1592 AD and completed by Sawai Jai Singh I. They must have adapted the idea of Amber Palace from Tejo-Mahalay, which was built much earlier. Shah Jahan states that a grand mansion of unique splendor, capped with a dome, Emirati Alishan Wagambas, in Agra was taken from the Jaipur Maharaja Jai Singh for Mumtaz's burial. During the last few centuries, the residents of Agra had to be content with worshipping at only 4 prominent Shiva temples, viz., Bakshwar, Prithvanath, Manakameshwar, and Rajarajeshwar. They had lost track of the 5th Shiva deity which their forefathers worshipped. Apparently the 5th was Agreshwar Mahadev Nagnatheshwar, that is, the Lord Great God of Agra, the deity of the King of Cobras, consecrated in the Tejo-Mahalay, Taj Mahal. The famous Hindu treatise on architecture titled Vishwakarma Vastu Shastra mentions the Tejlinga amongst the Shivlingas, that is, the stone emblems of Lord Shiva, the Hindu deity. Such a Tejlinga was consecrated in the Taj Mahal, hence the term Taj Mahal alias Tejo-Mahalay. The other name of the emblem was Agreshwar Mahadev, and it is important to note that from the word Agreshwar, the name of the city of Agra has been derived. A locality nearly 4 kilometers away from Taj Mahal, is called Bateswar, and in 1900 AD, General Cunningham, the then director of the Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, conducted an excavation at Bateswar and discovered an edict, now known as the Mujbateswar Edict and kept at the Lucknow Museum. The epigraph contains 34 verses written in Sanskrit, out of which 25th, 26th and 34th verses are important in the present context. An English translation of the above verses reads as below. He built a marble temple which is the abode of Lord Vishnu and the king bows down to touch his feet. 25. The king has built another marble temple which has been dedicated to the Lord who has the moon as his ornament on his forehead. 26. Today, the 5th day of the bright half in the month of Ashwin, the Sunday, in the year 1212 of the Vikram Samvat, the edict is being laid. 34. The Mujbateswar Edict was laid by King Paramarti Dev of the Chandratriya dynasty on Sukla Panchami in the month of Ashwin, in the year 1212 Vikram Samvat, or AD 1156. King Paramarti Dev built two magnificent temples with white marble, one for Lords Vishnu and the other for Lord Shiva, and they were desecrated later on by the Muslim invaders. Perhaps a far-sighted man took the edict to a safer place at Bateswar and buried it beneath the ground for our generation to discover the truth behind Taj Mahal. Today, there are two marble palaces in Agra. One is the mausoleum of Idmat-ud-Dawla, the father of Shah Jahan, and the other is Taj Mahal, and it is evident from the Mujbateswar Edict that, once upon a time, one of them was the temple of Lord Vishnu and the other was a temple of Lord Shiva. It is the temple of Vishnu that has been made the mausoleum of Idmat-ud-Dawla, and the temple of Shiva has been converted into the mausoleum of the Queen Arjamand Banyo. The use of captured temples and mansions as a burial place for dead courtiers and royalty was a common practice among Muslim rulers. For example, Humayun, Akbar, Etmud-ud-Dawla and Safdarjung are all buried in such mansions. Many rooms in the Taj Mahal have remained sealed since Shah Jahan's time, and are still inaccessible to the public.